And in the meantime, I will set up the intensive care unit. It may be expensive, but I can treat 5 patients per day at any specialized department, or if I can treat 5 patients per day at any specialized department, I should say, I do get a $5,000 government grant, so I think it is worth it. Hey guys, welcome to Unmodded Gaming. I'm the Unmodded Gamer, and I'm back with more Project Hospital. And today I'm recording from a new PC, so I really hope this is gonna work, because I still want to get my video online on time. But when I was transferring everything from my old PC, I lost the save file from, well, maybe all games, I don't know, but I lost it from Project Hospital. So that means that I had to start all over again with this hospital, with Hill Valley Hospital. Which means that I'm going to have to enable hospitalization at emergency, treat 30 patients per day, and treat 5 patients per day at any specialized department, and that we are only at day 2. And I don't know if you can remember, but when I stopped for my vacation and for getting a new PC, I was already at like day 4 or 5 or something, but that is not the case. And now I have just quickly put the hospital back up, and as you can see, orthopedy is there, and I have hired staff for it. I didn't actually set up everything of radiology because I was in such a hurry, but I will do that later when when I'm not recording, so that we can actually get this all to work, and that is exactly the same as before when I stopped playing it. But for now, we're going to have to do it with some radiology, because as you can see, it is still there. It's just not quite as big as before. We have emergency, which, as you can tell by this red thingy here, isn't actually done yet. Radiology, like I said, smaller than before as far as I can remember. We have the medical laboratories set up, which I had also done before. We have emergency again, but this is all hospitalization at emergency, so we're not going to look into that just yet. And of course we have, when I go one floor down, internal medicine. So that means that we are basically back to where we were before, and I'll just start the game back up because I was running it really fast to get it done before I started recording. And now we're back. And what I wanted to focus on today is getting intensive care up and running, so that we can get ambulances into our hospital. That is, when I have purchased them. As you can see, we don't have any ambulances, and an ambulance is quite expensive, but we'll manage, because when we get to oh, okay, so I see I have to enable hospitalization at emergency, which I'm guessing can be done by I'll put this out of the way, just by getting all this. That means I can get the intensive care unit. And since I've played this game before, I know that once I have the intensive care unit, I can get ambulances at this hospital. And when I treat 5 patients per day at any specialized departments, I get a $5,000 government grant, which is not bad. So let me just get started with setting up hospitalization at emergency. So we'll do that by getting... Well, I'm not really sure what we need here. We need a doctor in an on-call room, specialized in acute medicine. Excuse me if I pronounced that wrong. And we need a nurse of qualification patient care. Well, that's... Every nurse has that, obviously. So I'll just hire some, maybe like 2 or 3 for the day shift and also 2 for the night shift. Maybe 1. Or maybe not at all, because we aren't open at night, I just realized. And we probably aren't able to get some for the night shift yet. But I will get maybe like 3 nurses for the day shift. And maybe 3 doctors for the day shift there as well. So we can get Linda Gonzalez. He seems pretty good. So that there's an even amount or an even number of nurses and doctors. So let me see, did I enable hospitalization at emergency? No, I did not. How do I do that? Hang on. So maybe I can... Or maybe I have to hire some people here too. Well, you know what? Just for the sake of it, I'll just get some nurses and doctors in here as well, and maybe that will help. Maybe I can get hospitalization at emergency when I do that, but it doesn't look like it. Well, now I've wasted all that money just in an attempt to try and get hospitalization at emergency. I have a complicated diagnosis. Well, let me see what it is. 2 hidden symptoms. She has a fever. She has a sputum cough, which is a productive cough, releasing... I don't know how to pronounce that word. Releasing something, mucus or so, from the upper and lower airways. And fatigue. Progressive tiredness from mental or physical exertion or illness. Okay. Well, let me just see here. Let's make an X-ray of her chest. Right. Let's just run the game for now. And you know what? I'll where is it? Right here. I'll control her myself for the time being. So she now is where she shows up here right now. Alright, she is getting her X-ray taken. I don't get it. Why do I not have hospitalization at emergency? Because I need that to get intensive care. Maybe I do need people for the night shift. But that would mean that That doesn't make sense to me. Why would I need people for the night shift if I'm not open at night? Or maybe I... Hang on, I remember something now. I believe that when you have... or when you don't have night... well, when you're not open at night, I believe it meant that you could take in patients at night. Not necessarily that you could get people working for the night shift, because when I can take in patients at night, it means I have gone to emergency and that I have hired people for the night, as you can see here, but I haven't, so we're closed at night. But I'll come back to that later. Until then, I'm going to assign a new assignment to her, maybe do a blood draw of her, because the x-ray of her chest doesn't seem to have given us a lot more clarity. Right, so let me just try to hire someone for the night shift. Maybe that will help. Yep. Objective complete. The objective for insurance company has been completed. Enable hospitalization at emergency. And the reward is the intensive care. And I got another objective. Treat 20 patients per day at emergency. Increase clinic patients per day to 15 as a reward. So that's gonna help me out quite a bit, because that means I get to make more money, because I make money for every patient I I heal, obviously, or not really heal, maybe that's the wrong word, but you know what I mean. Right, so let's just keep an eye on her. And in the meantime, I will set up the intensive care unit. It may be expensive, but I can treat 5 patients per day at any specialized department, or if I can treat 5 patients per day at any specialized department, I should say, I do get a $5,000 government grant, so I think it is worth it. Right, so let's just see. We have the intensive care. Then I'm gonna get 2 people for the day shift. And here's a little known fact. When you hire people who have anesthesiology as a specialization, the patient, when they collapse, has a bigger chance of, or a greater chance of making it. So I'll just hire someone with that specialization, and maybe like get 2 people for the night shift there as well. And the same for the nurses, so that we don't spend too much money on it. and we can always expand if that turns out to be necessary. Okay, I need to save one patient after he or she collapses. I need to treat 30 patients per day, and I need to treat 5 patients per day at any specialized department, but I want to keep this video a little shorter than usual, so I'm going to end this here already, which means that I'm going to say subscribe and press the bell button for more videos just like this. Thanks for watching, this was the Unmodded Gamer, and as always, stay unmodded.